This situation is not described in our literature. The PMBOK guide still, between the lines, assumes that procurement is more an exceptional situation. We have to justify it. Yeah, it is not. It was the last last knowledge area over 20 years or so. Then another one was put after that, stakeholder. But it's still at the end. It's not at the beginning.
Hi, this is your Project Management Cowboy, coming back to you with another Project Management Cowboy podcast. I have the pleasure of introducing another Project Management Cowboy, all the way from Munich this time, Oliver Lehmann. He'll introduce himself in a little bit more detail. We're going to be talking about a bunch of different things, a lot of things that I find interesting. We're going to talk a little bit about the books you wrote, which is great. We're going to talk about a new perspective on project management called Project Business Management, which is one of those obvious things. I think when you guys listen to him, you'll realize it's something, we're actually doing that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about AI.
Yep.
Okay. I'm really thrilled to have you as a guest because just like me, classical PM-Cowboy, you don't have a tendency to hold back with your opinions.
Not really.
That's going to be good. Oliver, where do we know each other from?
We met many years ago in Vienna, first time when you had a conference, when you were president of the Vienna chapter. I was the vice president members of the Munich chapter. Yeah. Later I became president too, but this was the time when you were already gone. Yeah. And I came over for this event. I think you invited me to the event. And this was the first time that we met in person. We had been in contact before that, and I think we met shortly somewhere in a conference.
From the moment you
the first moment, yes, of course. No,
we're very similar in style. I always like to start off podcasts when I have guests. If you go into YouTube, you find a lot of interesting people that have interesting things to say, but you never really hear anything about their background. I call it the passion journey.
I was, as a much younger man than today, of course, I was in automotive industry, engineering, chemical industry at the same time.
So you learned something serious.
I learned it by doing. Okay. I originally studied German and history, and somehow I never became a teacher at that time. Yeah. Meanwhile, I am a teacher again, and for adults, for grown-ups. So I started then in automotive industry and similar production environments. Did their projects. And how did I become a project manager? I didn't even notice that I was in project management. I was in projects, and we had a project manager. They didn't have the term by that time. We didn't have this term. But we had a project manager, and it would have been that person's job to phone the customer, to tell the customer, hey, our delivery comes late, or to talk to a contractor and say, hey, where is this delivery from you? When will it come? Yeah, you're late, and so on. And it would have been the problem of the project manager to do that, the job of the project manager. But they didn't do it. So I had to do that. Oliver, you have such a good relationship with these people.
So you were the classic facilitator.
I was the classical accidental project manager.
Mach doch mal, as we say in German.
Yes, exactly. Mach mal. And then and I had two problems. One problem was this wasn't really my job. So my job was really a bit coming short. I had not much time for that. And the other thing is it was a lot of fun. I love organizing things. And then I had a problem. I became single parent with my first wife. So I had a boy at home, 10 years old, and I couldn't do my project management anymore. I was in automotive. This means traveling, all the time traveling. Yeah. So I had to find a new job. And my idea was to start with as a trainer. And my first seminars by that time was more software training, and I was very deep in configuration management. No one knows today anymore what that is.
I do.
You do? Project configuration management in particular.
Nobody knows what that is, I agree.
Nobody knows what it is.
Important thing, but nobody knows what it is.
It would be so helpful. And then over time, this was the time when project management came up, and it became more and more important. And this was then the time that I said, okay, I'll go from software and from more exotic topics like configuration management, I'll move over to project management. And it was just the time when it took up. And so I was there at the right moment. In 2001, I became certified, had still the same year my first certification class in Switzerland. Yeah. And since that time I do that.
Just in case anybody wants to know which certification, obviously
PMP,
only one.
PMP.
The only one that counts, right?
Yeah, we don't talk about other certifications here. Yeah. And that's how I began. And I've been doing that now for 20 something years. Yeah. It sounds a bit oldish, yes. I'll have my birthday party weekend after next week, yeah.